the last couple of days, I've been getting flashbacks of my mother screaming at me. Um, and this was brought on by, just some little, like, ditzy things that I've done, like, stuff that's really inconsequential. Like, like I said, I work in documentation, and I have to, circulate documents and get signatures. It's very exciting. I am looking for other jobs. And one of our QA director was on vacation, so I had to scan some forms over to him and have him just scan it back, sign it, scan it back, and we then he's like, oh, you forgot the attachment, which is like a ditzy moment. I forgot to attach the signature page, which, I mean, today, I guess that was like Friday, and he read it Sunday and said I didn't have the page, and today's Tuesday, and everything is signed off and approved, and they're executing the validation now, so it didn't really mean anything. It didn't hold anything up, and I send out God knows how many emails a day, and I don't think I've forgotten an attachment once in almost 4 months that I've been working this job, so I'm really not like an airhead. It was just like, you know, shit happens, I made one mistake. And then yesterday I bring a water bottle to work every day, and I finish my water bottle, and I always bring my water bottle home to fill up and bring to work the next day. And yesterday I forgot my water bottle, which doesn't mean really anything, because I have more water bottles at home, and I could just use the one I left there and just fill it up at work, so, like, it doesn't mean shit if I forget my water bottle. So why am I talking about this? I mean, it all seems like so pointless to talk about it, but you take, like, such minor, just inconsequential mistakes, like the ones I just talked about, and after each thing I did, it's like I get this flashback in my mind, and I could hear my mother standing over me screaming at me about how I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. You know, I'm such a space cadet. I could never get my shit together. I'm so disorganized. And then she would go after me for stuff like this. And if it was something minor, and if I tried to defend myself, they're like, "Well, Ma, it's a water bottle. Take a chill." She'd be like, "Well, what if it wasn't a water bottle? What if it was your credit card and somebody got all your information and stole all your money? Why would you do that? You can't be leaving shit everywhere." You know, like a water bottle, something like that, would turn into a 10-minute, like, demonic attack on me. Like, what if it was this? And what if this happened? And then this happened? And then, you know, and she, not only is she blowing that out of proportion, like, she'd yell at me over a water bottle and say, like, "Oh, well, you always do this. You never do this right. You always do that." But then making it, like, taking something very inconsequential, very innocuous, and making it into some Armageddon catastrophe, like, "Well, what if it was your credit card? What if it was $100 bill?" Like, just catastrophize, making it, like, a million times bigger than it is, taking it off topic where it's not even relevant anymore, and just, like, biting my head off. And she would go on these rants for, like, minutes. It wouldn't be just, like, one snappy sentence. It would be, like, rants with, like, this full, like, demonic possession over something, like, one email, like, you know, like the email where I forgot one attachment, or the water bottle. She'd be like, "Oh, she's so spacey. She does that all the time." Meanwhile, it was once, you know. And everybody does stuff like that. And then I started thinking to myself, like, what if I mean, I shut this thought down in my head because it's so absurd, but I thought, actually, for a second, what if my coworkers are talking about how ditzy I am because I forgot one attachment? And then I said to myself, like, no, that's ridiculous. Normal people don't do that. You know, and I work with pretty nice people, except for Mr. Borderline, but the people there are pretty nice, you know, and the place is a bit of a mess. We're all running around with a million things to do. We're all trying to do our best. You know, you forget to click attach and send an email, you know, so what? Everybody does it once in a while. Shit happens, but the fact that it's been so programmed into me, like, everybody's watching every little mistake I do, and extrapolating it, like, well, she did this too, she did it 6 months ago, she did the same thing, or, like, or she also left her water bottle, oh my god, but, like, that's what's been programmed into me, and, like, logically I know that that's not how most people act, that's not what normal people do, but just for, like, the most minor, trivial mishap, automatically I get that recording in my head of her standing over me, screaming at me. And a lot of the time, like, sometimes we'd be, like, on even level when she was doing this, but a lot of times it would be when I was sitting or laying down and she would come stand over me and yell down, which kind of made it even worse, like, she's, like, even physically, like, overtaking me. So, it's just, I know normal people don't do that, normal people don't think like that if somebody makes a minor mistake, and honestly, the guy, I'm sitting here talking about it now, but the guy who I forgot to send the attachment to, I bet even now he doesn't remember it, and it was 2 days ago. So, because I know he's got more important shit to do, he's very busy, as we all are, most normal people know what to focus on and have sight of the bigger picture, but not my mother. She'll look for the most trivial mistake that has no consequence, say, well, what if it did, or what if it was this and not that, and you did it, and then what if, and just to the point where I'm sitting there shaking, like, oh my god, but, I think that's something that us victims go through, where sometimes we make a mistake or we forget to do something that's, even if it's minor and has no impact on anything, you tend to, like, perseverate on it longer than you should because you've been scrutinized so much and little imperfections have been blown out of proportion to be life or death situations. So I think that's something that a lot of us face in day to day too, something that a lot of us might do unconsciously because of how we grew up. And but yeah, those are just some thoughts for the day, I guess, and thoughts I've been having over the last couple of days, and I'll see you on the next video.